Hi student, today I will present chapter 1. I will discuss with you about how to draw by hand manual drafting. This course, Architecture-122, we will not have any exam, any final, midterm or quiz. We just have 10 assignments only. However, the level is increased. The first one is simple, and after that is more higher level until the final presentation. So I recommend you focus, spend time to do all of your assignments, and of course I suggest you to finish the first one. After that you continue with the second one. Don't go over all of them at the same time. You will be confused because we start from simple to medium, and after that in the higher level. So the first one, I suggest you focus on assignment number 1, chapter 1, 2, and continue with that. Everything I post is on schedule and on the class syllabus, on modules on Canvas, so that's why you can follow with that. Because this is online class, so that's why our conversation is email, and on of the lecture, announcement, assignments, everything else I post on the Canvas. So that's why you need to familiar with that. Any problem you can email to me, or you can ask for the help desk, Cerritos College. They can help you to solve the problem. So now we start with chapter 1. In this chapter, we will cover the basic aspects of the freehand, from sketching and some of delineating, including the type of the tools. I will tell you tools when you use it, the light, the shape, proportion is very important, and the value, as well as examination, observing, depicting, and counting environmental elements, something you assist on when you draw. The goal is to hone your ability to sketch by using light, volume, texture, and tone. Hone. I discussed with you about that, about ability to sketch, and you practice with that. I think all of the architects, they start from practice, and if you practice a lot, you do sketch very good, very fast. Concentrate on your idea. So try to do that when you start. As well as the proportional and perspective. Like I told you, proportional is very important in the sketch. You need to learn how relationship with that, and to describe various objects. And proportion with me from the start. Homework is very you need to focus on that one. That the fundamentals tools for the control the projects, and they use, sometimes they call that the siding. When you're drawing, you need to know few of definition about manual drafting or drawing sketch. You need to know some of definition. Drawing is a process that progresses from seeing to visualizing, and after that go to expression. That means the first one you see in the projects, you visualize that and you express on the paper. Sketch lines are more uniform and continuous on smooth paper. If you do on the smooth paper and with the soft pencil, you can go sketch very easy. You can describe your idea on time. You catch up the idea and you do that very fast on sketch. Less uniform or more expressive on the rough paper. So that's why depending on the paper, your sketch may be effects on that. The quality of the freehand pencil stroke is determined by the hand class of the pencil lead and the character of the sharpener point, amount of the pressure you apply on that, and the type of the paper used or sketchbooks. For example, if I sharpen the pencil E so much, So that means the point is so tiny, and when you use a lot of pressure on the paper, the pencil will be broken down, so you cannot draw easy. In the sketch, you use some kind, it depends on the pressure from each people when you apply in the pencil. With me, I like the soft pencil because I do very light. My pressure on the hand when I put on the pencil not much when I sketch, because I want to move fast and I want to do some kind smoothly even the paper. So I want to do some fast sketch idea. So that's why I usually use very soft pencil. It depends on the pressure from each people. You can do harder or you can do medium level. But they suggest you to do for architectural pencil sketching, almost they use for HB, B, 2B, 4B, IM, UF. If you use HB or B, it's medium one. And if you do more than H, it's a little bit hard. So that's why depend on the pressure from each people, you can select which one is the best for you when you sketch. Charcoal pencil can yellow variable line, width, and tone. Some people use a charcoal pencil. They can describe the idea from variable line when they do for that one. Do not rest your hand on the drawing. Do not put your hand, you do a rest on that one when you sketch or draw. The pencil should be held in the relaxed position. That means you touch the pencil, you hold the pencil in the situation is very relaxable. Do not, tie it from that one. It will make your hand fatigue. Pens and marker are frequently used to do for thumbnail sketch or for both conceptual or representational drawing. I usually use pen and markers if I want to do something, as faster than normal, not use a lot of, thinking, or the marker would vary at the final stage, because before I finish I try to do something in marker for it smooth, it's darker, for make focus on the drawing. So that's mine. Another people use pen because you don't need to press a lot of pressure like pencil, and it's very thin line, so that's why you look everything very clear. So that's why many people like to use the pen more than the pencil. With me, I use both of them. It depends on each project. Untitled pens create this static, fluid, smooth, so that's why a lot of people love it, flowing lines without the need to apply for the pressure like pencil. So that's why a lot of people like it. But however, when you use the pen, it's hard for you erase it after you do incorrect one. But the pencil you can erase and you can erase and you can do another one. But the pen is permanent. If you do the wrong ones, you keep continue and you just erase on there. So it can make dirty for the paper. Marker are more suitable for smoother, harder, and heavier gray on paper, where the pencil and the color pencil work best for medium weight. And the marker do darker. That means it do very hard weight texture on the paper. Pen and the marker are perhaps best suited for sketching conceptual idea. If you want to do very fast concept idea only, yes, it's work. These tools give you the ability to loosen up and avoid inhibition the design drawing process. I have few examples right here when I do the sketch. I just share with you which one, when I use the pen, when I use the marker in my drawing, and I also tell you some of the basic knowledge in the sketch when you look at the first one and you know which one is the sketch one. For example, this one I do long ago. This one I do long ago, and I draw a 2-level residential house, and I use for a sketch. And you can see that this is the vellum. The vellum paper is the paper very thin, and it can if you put the drawing on the white paper, the backside is so beautiful. So that's why I like to sketch on the vellum, and after that I decorate it on top from the white paper. And the second one, the paper is light, and I can move the paint very fast. However, the vellum is not good for the pencil, because we cannot see clear the line when you sketch or draw. This here I do by ink, and you can see the sketch. That means the one you draw, the line you draw is not really 100% straight, because you do the stress, everything you do, you move your hand so fast, and you keep the idea. So that's why sometimes the straight line is not really straight. And I use the marker when I do the final. When I finish the drawing, I use the marker on the, you see that's on the ground line, on the finished floor line. So that's one you can see that it's make the drawing a look focus for every people. And for example, you sketch. When I do the sketch, this line I do so fast outside for the tree decorate. After I do the house, you can see that I just move the pen so fast when I draw this one, and you can see this one I do so fast outside. After that, I use the marker to do the shadow, or to do some depth from the window. I want to share with you about later on chapter 7 about shadow, about this one. But with this one, with the marker, when I do very final stage, is make whole of the drawing increase the value. And the sketch one, like I told you, this is the pen. When I use the pen, I cannot correct it. Even I do something, the idea like that, I do so fast. So that's why I just have the correctors by double line or something like this. I cannot do again if I do sometime the mistakes one. So that's why is the pen, it cannot erase, sorry. And this is the second one. It's similar like that. And the one I do, let's see, okay. So this one is similar like that. I have sketch and by hand, and you see three of the house is really same size, because it's a apartment, and they do 6 different model, and we just change in front face from the house. So that's why you just see this one, and after that the area and then everything from the house is similar. Okay, so this one, the second example, and the third one is the one is more clear, because everything do on paper. So now if you see this one, you can see the sketch one. It's the sketch, and it's on the paper, on the white paper. So when you do like that, you can do on the sketchbook also. And one more time, when you do the sketch, you do something very fast. So that's why you see the line. Sometimes you just figure out the outside line, the straight line, or something is not really straight. And this one is so good with the line. And you can do for the tile, you can do the tree very fast. And you did a shadow, you're thinking about what shadow will be, and you do rust like this many times. So you can do darker for the shadow. For example, you think the shadow will be this size, and you can shade pum like this on here. Okay, and finally you can use marker again, for you can finish the flowing with the dark one, which one you can see deep inside from the house. You can move darker, and before you finish the sketching. Okay, so now go with the second one. Hold on, I go back with this one for later. I can post this on the file so you can follow that. Okay, so next one, you need to do very accurate proportion. Proportion, like I told you before, this is important before you start with sketching. You need to know the proportion between the height, the width from the projects, and you need to transfer what you see to drawing. So that's why if you do proportion very accurate or close with the accuracy when you start, and you can transfer to your drawing more perfect about the length, the width, and the angles. Remember, angles is important on the proportion also. The first one, you need to observe the subject or the scene that you would like to draw. For example, you're thinking you will draw a house, a trees, a people, something like that. So you need to observe that one first, and after that, close one eye. You hold your hands too. Keep your hands, keep working on. Close one eye, extend your arm partially, or hold up your arm length. And you can thinking the project is so small right now in your one eyes. And after that, you hold the pencil or the pen, make the basic unit length measurement on any part from the view of scene. Because the view may be big, so you focus in something partially from the view, and you use your pen or your pencil to scale that. Close one eye, scale that, scale the smallest from the scene, and after that, use the distance from the drawing instrument to the top from the thumb to guide to proportion. After that, you remember the proportion. You got that, and you transfer to the paper. For example, this one, you see the big building. You from very far from the building. Close one eye, use your pencil and measure the height from one level from the building. For example, you mark with the pencil right here, and after that, the angle. You look at this. This is the angle, so you can mark this how big from the angle right here. Sorry, the whole phone around. I can turn off. And you can remember the proportion from the height from the building. This is at least the height from one level from the building. This building we have 1, 2, 3, 4 level, and this is the roof one. So basically, you know how high from one building proportion. And after that, you go back to take your paper. This is your frame from paper, and you draw again. So the first of all, you remember when you measure from one level is right here, and now you transfer. This is the scale, and you transfer to this one. So this is the one you want to draw on the paper. So you need to divide the paper how many parts if you compare with the one you measured before for proportion, and now you start to draw everything with transfer to proportion on the paper. So that's why you can use smaller scale, you can bigger scale, depend on how big from your paper, and you start to do that. The length and the width can now be measured based on the smaller unit length. On of the distance must be reference for the basic unit in the term from relative side. Usually when you measure for the first time the distance, you can do reference some of the item for relative size around from that's projects. When you see that you have many parts, so some of them relative size, you can remember that. The drawing instrument must coincide in a line with any angle line to properly transfer to the same angle to the drawing pad, and measure the angle with respect to the horizontal and vertical reference that correspond to the edge from your pad. That means when you have the proportion on the real size with the angle, you transfer exactly that angle on the paper, and you need to follow that before you start to do everything else. Some of the tips you need to remember: the plane of your eyes must be always parallel to the plane of your drawing instrument. You make sure that you need to put the plane from your eye when you look something. It should be parallel with the one you will be shown on the drawing. Keep the drawing pad perpendicular to your line of sight. That means the paper. You need to do perpendicular to your side so that your drawing instrument can lie in the same plane regardless of its orientation. So you need to do like that. Keep your drawing paper secure to the wood board or hand cardboard pad by using trap tab, clips or tag, because if the paper is not stay in a stable, it can move, and after that on of your line, construction line, project lines will be moved. Follow that, and how can you adjust again? So that's why the first one you should be keep it state, keep it secure on one position. Object and composition should always be blocked out within a geometrically configure envelope. That means you need to create something in the box one for that one before you draw. The manner in which trunk flare or tap ups, something you need to focus on. Now 2B and HB for dark value. This is some of remind when you use it for pencil, 2B or HB for the dark value, and 2H for the contour lines, the light values. When you use human figure, show the scale from drawing should not cover space. Define intersection should have simple detail for clothes. Everything when you sketch, you do so fast, so not do the detail so much for the one just support for your projects. For example, people, car, tree, everything like that, just support for your main drawing. So that's why everything simple. Do simple, please. And should be developed using property, proportion, contour, purple form to depict activities, standing, walking, sitting. For example, that means you show the position from the people support for your drawing. The car range in the length from approximately 14 feet, 20 feet, and the width from 5 feet 8 to 6 feet 3. Tire range from 22 to 28 in diameter. This one you need to concern with the scale. I will remind with you about how to use the architecture scale, and if you not use the architecture scale before, you should know that architecture scale and engineering scale look outside is similar, just the units is different. So that's why careful. On of us when we use the scale is architecture scale within the in beginning or the end from the scale you can see the number. For example, 1/4 inches, 1/8 inches, 332, 336 inches, 1 inches, 1.5 inches, something like that. You see some when you look at the scale and the beginning and the end, you can see like that. So that's why they say architecture scale. If not, it's belong to engineering scale. This is the value scale when you use for the HB H2A pencil when you draw the line or hatching or the dots one, and when you use the ink when you draw that, the ink is make more clear and more thinner. If you compare with that, it's so clear. When you do like this one, it's on a little bit flare. You can see that, and this is why even you do the point, it's so clear and so small. If you compare with the pencil, this is two different one from pencil and the pen. So now the one I will discuss with you about this one, when you do the sketch number 1 for assignment, you can need to block out a form by using the line draw construction line, and after that define the shape on the side from the subjects. You need to correct the proportion relationship can be regulated two-dimensionally. The shape can be triangle, the circle, the square, or 2D polygon. Three-dimensionally, the basic element can be a cube, a sphere, or 3D polygon. Before attempt to draw entire building or several buildings in the context of one order, work particularly detail of the building or the structure. Hatching is the one you do after you finish the sketching. You can start to do the hatching with the short or the long lines in the tonal range in order to portray surface or the form in architectural observation sketching, which activates the hand-eye brain. That means you need to combine your hand, your eye, and your brain at the same time when you draw the projects. Landscaping, vegetation, such as trees, plants, shrubs, everything like this should always be complementary and secondary to the architecture to which they are adjacent. Each of the tree with its initial sketch form has a character of its own. When you sketch or composing the tree, one should be aware of the direction and the pattern of the row on the branches. You look at the tree and you can see the direction from the branch with a clue to the tree form. The second one is overall shape. A lot of people like to do the short, the tall, or the bulky, or the thin of the trees with the effects by gravity and be the wing. Number 3, the massing and the pattern from the foliage. Number 4, the texture from the bark. Number 5, how the light hits and penetrates various canopy shape, producing shade in the shadow. On the projects can be broken down into the simple geometric solids. You have the chance to practice with this one on assignment number 1. Trees are basically spheres or cones or cylinders. Buildings are usually a combination of rectangular solid, cylindrical solids, spherical solids, curvilinear elements, and planar elements. Okay, this is homework number 1 assignments, and the main thing I need you to draw this one, sketch this one, and you can see a lot of the light line. This is the construction line. This helps for you to do the good sketch. In this sketch, you have the circle, you have the straight line, and the angle line also. We have the curved line, we have the cylinder cut off section, and you have the tube. So you need to draw this one, not this one, not everything else. I need you draw this one only, assignment number 1. I have another lecture to will share with you about the hint, how you draw this one. Okay, before we stop with the lecture, I need to you know something more. From the line H series to HB, that means we have H to HB and HB, HB1, something like that. If you want to do the thing and the light line, if you do dense line, you can use B series. You can have B1, B2, B3, something like that. And pencil stroke can vary in direction from vertical, horizontal, angular in the pressure. Contrast in architectural drawing is achieved by rendering. When you do rendering, you can do application for artistics, delineation to the side plan, elevation, parallax, perspective, and order architecture drawing. And pointillism, dot technique. That means how do you do the hatch by varying the size, the speed of the dots, the tone for the value, and the modern form can be reached. This is some of the examples so you can see when you start to draw for the people. For example, you see that this is the scale they uses for 3H equal 150 inches. You start to do like this, bubble, circle, something like you can show the head, the body, and the legs for the people. After that, you sketch again for more beautiful. You can do for the children in the back side or the lady. And you can compare this one when you start to do like this, and when you do with the scale a half scale, a 150 inch. And this is the scale is smaller, so it depends on the scale when you draw for the building and the people. will be fixed with the scale. For example, you draw the room like this, and the ceiling height, it may be 8 feet high, and the people around 5 to 6 feet only. So you need to proportion from the highest one to the height from the people and use the scale for the people. Same thing with the car vehicle. You can see this is close with you, so the scale like this, and you compare with the height from the building right here. But in there, the height from the building right there, so the car or vehicle like this. I have more examples so you can see where we start to draw the vehicle. So you see that diameter from the tire when I showed you before, and the diameter from the height from the vehicle is right here. The beginning you draw the box. After that you use the angle to draw the mirror or the glass with the top roof, and after that you can do more line to sketch the finished car. I give you more example from the sketch, and after that I give you some color picture. I hope that you spend time to practice when you draw that, and you can sketch this by paper and the pencil or the pen. This is some interesting coloring picture, and I would like to share with you. So you can try to practice if you like. And the first one, start with the proportion, how high from the building for each level and how wide from the projects. After that, start to sketch. Sketch is something do so fast, and you try to memorize from the idea from the projects you need to sketch. After that, you combine 3 of them. The first one, you look at the projects by eye. The second one, you use by hand to draw that. And the last one is how you express is on. Okay, so I think that's all for chapter number 1. And after this chapter, I continue to share with you about assignment number 1, maybe soon, tonight or tomorrow. And that's it for chapter number 1. See you later.